sounds like as this video is going on, the question is, are Saiyans by nature sociopaths? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today we really sit here and talk about Goku yet again, but this time, is he like crazy? Is Goku a sociopath? Some people would argue that Goku is a sociopath. So let's see what the evidence is.
I've mentioned this before, but Dragon Ball is my favorite anime of all time. With that comes some
Ooh. How many of y'all agree with this chat? That hey, you got Naruto somewhere. You got Attack on Titan somewhere, but it ain't with DBZ. How many of y'all moving like these, man? How many of y'all moving like this?
Like or enjoy Dragon Ball without liking
nope,
Goku,
not really.
At least having some respect for the guy. Goku, my favorite fictional character in general, like of all.
Yo, I'm tired of telling y'all. These anime creators, man, you ask them who their favorite character is, they're saying Goku. and it baffles me that people don't think Goku's complex or even go as far as to say that Goku's a bad character. I'm not saying that he's everyone's favorite character, but majority of them say Goku for a reason, bro. It's a fantastic character.
Everyone will be willing to admit that despite any seemingly good deeds he's done, he has also done some fairly selfish things and made some fairly selfish decisions.
1000%.
He forced Gohan to fight Cell in his place and subsequently gave the android a Senzu bean just to further draw out Gohan's power in a fair fight, as he called it. While Goku may have had good intentions, obviously meaning for his son to permanently put down Cell, the obvious selfishness in the decision can't go unnoticed. I do recognize that Goku has done some good deeds. However, I don't think doing a good deed can result in you not being a sociopath, nor do I think sociopaths are immune to doing good deeds.
Yeah, it depends. In fact, Google right now, what is the definition of a sociopath? A person with personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior and a lack of conscience. I'd say no, but I mean, if you gaslight it to a certain degree, yeah, you can make an argument.
Homelander and Tywin Lannister are both good examples of a sociopath.
Yeah, he's not. Nah.
However, they both do so with the intention of, in Homelander's case, protecting his public image, and in Tywin's case, to further the position of House Lannister. We see multiple examples of Homelander saving people, and we also see him after doing these things bathing in the praises that rain down upon him from everyone
I need to see the boys, bro.
Tywin Lannister authorized the Red Wedding to get rid of Robb Stark, but in doing so, he killed Robb's pregnant wife, mother, and Robb himself, all slain. But on the bright side, he happened to save thousands of lives for people who would have otherwise died in the war they were fighting.
I'm not going to see it, so I'm good. What the hell?
He'd respond with,
"Explain to me why it is more noble to kill 10,000 men in battle than a dozen at dinner."
I actually think what Tywin does here borders on psychopathy, but that's a whole other video.
Oh, man.
Antisocial personality disorder is another term for sociopathy, and to quickly mention some things
type shit, he got to do this part. He has to do this.
This is a mental health disorder characterized by a disregard for other people. Those with antisocial personality disorder, or ASPD, may begin to show symptoms in childhood, but can't be diagnosed until adolescence or adulthood.
Yeah,
Those
especially if you go
ASPD
by that
tend to
route, you
lie,
can have argument
break
for
laws,
Goku.
act impulsively, and lack regard for their safety or the safety of others. There's obviously more to cover with that, but that's just a brief introduction to it before we get started.
Type shit.
It's also important to mention that for this, I'll primarily be sticking to the manga, but I'll throw some anime scenes in here as well.
Yes, I only watched the anime.
Toriyama,
I never read the manga before,
I
ever.
stated before that the anime gave Goku a sort of hero feeling that he wasn't going for when he originally wrote the character. You leave a like on the video and subscribe as well. These videos are never easy to make and require a great amount of research. But
subscribe to the channel because, my God, I'm trying to hit 80K. We're at 79.1. What the kind of tease is that?
Most of the actions I want to take a look at are from Goku when he's in Dragon Ball Z, as I think most of the time when he's a kid, he's probably just stupid and learning about life as well. And like I said in the intro, antisocial personality disorder can't really be diagnosed until late adolescence. I also think a lot of people downplay Goku's intelligence in Z. I really think he started being smarter and more competent following his training with Kami.
Thank God.
But then in the 5 years after that, in the time skip between original Dragon Ball and Z, I think he got even smarter and more mature. And I think a combination of Team 4-Star filler from the anime and Dragon Ball Super, in which they all depict Goku as a far more goofy character than the original manga, would lead you to believe he's just much more dumber.
He got the like out of me. He got the like out of me. There's one thing that frustrates the hell out of me. It's when advanced anime fans or even Dragon Ball fans look Goku in the face and call him an idiot. Dog, I get certain dialogue in Super is obnoxiously cringe and annoying. I will not blame anybody, and I will not even gaslight anybody to say, yo, Super Goku's smart. I will never do that. There's a certain dialogue I can't ignore. However, even in Super, he has moments like when he's in hell with Frieza, where he's clearly not dumb. But most importantly, in Dragon Ball Z, bro, I don't know when it happened, but dog, in Dragon Ball Z, Goku is not dumb. Not even remotely. Goku's a battle genius at the floor. Not only is he battle genius at the floor, the only issues Goku has is truly just understanding people, understanding his friends, understanding his son even. In terms of just being smart or dumb, Goku's not an idiot. Not even close, bro.
Starting in the Saiyan arc, I'm going to take a look at a few of Goku's major decisions here, as they all not only help you determine Goku's character, but all of them throw the arc in a different direction than it was going previously. The Saiyan arc is kind of split into 3 sections: when Raditz arrives, the training, and then whenever Nappa and Vegeta arrive. So I'm only going to cover the beginning part of the Saiyan saga for now, which is when Goku inevitably meets up with Raditz. The first decision is his response to Raditz's Doomsday proposal. The second is his teaming up with Piccolo. The third is his decision to let Raditz's tail go after pinning him to the ground. And lastly, his decision to die and bring Raditz down for good.
All right, talk to me.
After kidnapping Gohan, Raditz gives Goku a choice, seeing as he had all the power and he knew there was no way Goku could hope to beat him. Goku can either kill 100 humans, pile the dead bodies up on Kame House Island, and join the Saiyans in their conquest of Earth, or Raditz would kill his son. As you can see, there is no third option that would be battle it out and the winner takes Gohan, and that's because Raditz knows that's not a possibility. Remember, not only is Raditz evil, he claims that Vegeta, him, and Nappa need Goku's help in conquering a planet. Goku doesn't even flinch at this offer or entertain it. The first thing he does when Raditz leaves is call the Nimbus Cloud towards him and then try to go after Raditz. I think Goku chooses the morally correct option in this case. Obviously, killing 100 people for the sake of saving his kid would be
so that's what this video is? So we're just keeping like a counter of like anytime Goku does some weird shit and it's, I'm actually with this. I bet. Let's lock in. How many times is Goku just like not selfish, justice, good guy versus like... Goku, what the I'm with it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
The decision. It would have been understandable given the threat he's facing. But next, Goku is given the option to team up with Piccolo,
that's 1-0 good Goku,
which he obviously accepts. Funnily enough, I could see Goku either refusing or accepting this offer from Piccolo as valid answers. He realistically couldn't go wrong here. Piccolo is his enemy and could backstab him at any time. And on the other hand, if he fights,
this is 2-0 good Goku. Good Goku's cooking right now.
Decision 3 comes after Goku grabs Raditz's tail and has him pinned down to the ground. Goku letting Raditz's tail go here is kind of dumb, but the main reason I wanted to bring this up is because just to establish a trend for something I'll call out later on, so I want you to keep this in mind.
Talk to me.
Goku's last decision on this part
I'd say
of the
3-0
arc
good
is
Goku.
the decision to die to bring...
As stupid as this is, it's still good Goku having like faith in Buddy. Then he learns the lesson that you can't have faith in everybody. I'd say 3-0 good Goku. I don't think this is a selfish desire yet.
Now Raditz after his blunder with letting his tail go. This is obviously the ultimate act of selflessness. Like I said in the intro though, I don't believe sociopaths are immune to making selfless acts or doing good deeds, so let's continue.
4-0.
There are really only
good Goku,
two more
4-0
decisions worthy of discussing here, which is Goku's usage of the Kaioken ×4 and his decision to let Vegeta live another day. The only reason I want to talk about the Kaioken ×4 is because, like I mentioned in the intro, a sociopathic tendency is to disregard your own safety or the safety of others, which Goku does here, and I don't think it's fair to apply this to him, at least not here. Let me explain.
Okay.
So if Goku doesn't use the Kaioken, he dies here, and Vegeta blows up the Earth. That at least justifies him going up to Kaioken ×3.
Correct.
And when they're clashing, Goku has to win this clash. It can't be equal, because if it stays equal, Goku will eventually lose because Kaioken will give out.
Correct.
So he needed that burst of power just to win the clash and save the planet. So like I said, I won't be counting this against Goku. However, from here on out, a lot of Goku's decisions get a lot more questionable.
So far, I actually agree with this directly. I think, 100%. To say this is sociopathic because, he didn't care about his well-being. I don't think he pushed himself ×3 even because of his well-being. Vegeta is going to kill everyone. What the fuck is a lost pinky instead of a lost earth, dog? Like, I ain't gonna lie, you better chop that motherfucker. After this decision, the next decision this makes, I'm not gonna lie. I think the 5-0 sweep is dead. I think the 5-0 run ends there. I'm not gonna lie, this next decision...
Goku decides to let Vegeta go. In action, he says he knows full well is wrong, but he just wants Krillin to do it anyway because in his words, it would just be a waste. We all know this decision ended up working out for them in the long run.
But in this moment, hell no.
Vegeta is now a good guy, but that's an unknown factor this time. The important part here is that Goku acknowledges he is doing the wrong thing letting Vegeta go and does it anyway. This directly correlates to another sociopathic tendency I didn't mention in the intro, which is knowing the difference between right and wrong and doing the wrong thing anyway for your own selfish desires. Sociopaths might even feel a little guilt or remorse for what they're about to do, but that doesn't stop them from doing it anyway. That's the difference between a sociopath and like a normal person.
Deadass chat. You Goku. You had the fight of your life with this Vegeta. You know this Vegeta could be a fantastic rival for you. You like fighting. You like good fights. Vegeta threatens to kill everybody. You defeat him. Would you let this walk or nah, bro? Not gonna lie, probably. He did. I'm giving him a senzu bean. I like my family more. I need someone to fight again. He almost killed everyone. I'm 1000% murking him. No, I love my mom.
Call Goku a sociopath based on one decision, so we're just going to move on with the Namek and Frieza arc sections of the story. But before
last but not least, the sociopathic count doesn't need to surpass the good boy count for him to be, you know, a sociopath. He can be a person that, for the most part, makes good decisions, but he's a nutcase when the world needs him most.
I just want to mention a thing that sort of started with Vegeta, which is Goku's willingness to just let his opponents go. He's done this before. He did it with Piccolo, and he did it with Nappa as well, but those always had context to them that made them probably seem like the right decision. Goku saved Piccolo because he knew Kami would die if he didn't, and Goku crippled Nappa, so even though he didn't kill him, he made sure he could never fight again. But just keep this in mind, Goku is willing to let his opponents go as we keep talking about the logic. Namek a bit into the arc. Now, a lot of the first decisions Goku makes are dumb in my opinion, especially because of the knowledge he has access to. So the beginning portions of this are all up to your own interpretations, whether you call them naivety or sociopathic tendencies. I personally call them naivety, but Goku letting the Ginyu Force leave is just completely and utterly stupid. His logic is that they are simply beaten, so there's no point in killing them. However, these are galactic space terrorists, and it's not like Goku planned to fight them again, or even to fight them at all. He gives Jason Berta the choice to just leave and go back home if they want to. I'm not even going to imply that Goku has to dismember, cripple, or kill these guys. I'm just saying giving them the choice of, hey, fight me or go be free to terrorize the universe is kinda awkward. Now, it can be said Goku is in the moment, in hindsight, still actively let Frieza around, I can call these things out as a reader, but I think it's equally fair to say Goku thinks at the speed of light and faster, so yeah. Moving on to his fight with Frieza, when Goku turns Super Saiyan, this guy is just completely different than he was before. And it's shown us even through his paneling and speech bubbles. Throughout the Dragon Ball manga, Toriyama draws the softer speaking characters with a bubbly, rounded speech bubble when they speak, like base Goku, Krillin, and Gohan. They all have this. The more intense or evil characters are drawn with sharper speech bubbles, Vegeta, Frieza, and Piccolo to name a few, all of the villains. Goku, after his transformation into a Super Saiyan, is no longer drawn with a rounder speech bubbles,
that's actually, I didn't even notice that. But like once he called it out, I was like, oh yeah, it's jagged too. I never even thought about that.
The change you would never be able to know.
RP Toriyama, man. That's
Goku
really
letting Frieza reach full power is nothing but selfish and endangers people. He claims he doesn't want to have any regrets as a warrior, and this gets into the problem of Goku's genetics, where we all know Goku loves a good fight. However, that's not an excuse for what he's doing, it's just the reason for what he's doing. It doesn't excuse any behavior, it only tells us the reason why he's making these decisions. Goku even goes as far as staying on Namek so he can just finish the fight with Frieza, not even kill him. He literally just wants to beat him because of what he did to Krillin.
It sounds like as this video is going on, the question is, are Saiyans by nature sociopaths? Because when you got to think about it, the first time that I've admitted, okay, this is sociopathic Goku, is when he lets Vegeta go, confessing that he was excited the entire fight, confessing that he always gets excited anytime he's going against a strong guy, and last but not least, he would refer to Vegeta as a waste if he died. That's 1000% Saiyan nature all along. That is Vegeta's nature pressuring Goku there. And he even starts introducing with Berta and Jace that, yeah, I'm a Saiyan from Earth, or that's what they tell me, I guess. So he's starting to embrace these things, but he's still like detested. And then the whole Super Saiyan thing is him accepting that he's a Saiyan from Earth. So, but then because he's a Saiyan from Earth, now I ain't gonna lie, Frieza, we gotta run the fade. So these are two very much Goku embracing his Saiyan nature moments early on in the series. And those are coincidentally the two times where he's been, you're a sociopath here. So I'm not gonna lie, this is interesting.
Goku had been stalling for time to get people off the planet. That much is true. He'd been fighting Frieza, basically Frieza's way the entire fight, in the sky and holding back. We learned earlier Goku prefers hand-to-hand combat on the ground, and after everyone is gone, Goku goes back to the ground, back to his preferred way of fighting, and not playing Frieza's games anymore. When this happens, Goku utterly destroys Frieza and beats him down badly. The anime makes this seem much more close, but after returning to the ground, Goku versus Frieza doesn't even last the entire rest of a chapter. Frieza's breathing heavy, Goku isn't, and then Goku humiliates Frieza with the speech. But after this, he just leaves. He claims he's going to go home and just leave. This is another situation like the Ginyu Force thing, but in this case I can't let it go as being naive because Vegeta warned Goku twice about how stupid it is to not just kill Frieza.
Correct.
And Frieza has killed trillions of people along with his best friend Krillin.
Correct.
So there's no reason Goku should be letting Frieza live, no matter how hopeful he is he might change.
Yeah, Goku is extremely selfish here. I think this is a situation where Goku is just noxiously naive here.
Goku is genuinely disappointed when Frieza doesn't change, and he gives him this sad look after blasting him away.
I'd say Goku has 2 to 3 sociopathic tendencies. Definitely staying on Namek to fight Frieza one-on-one, knowing Namek's gonna blow up, and easily letting Vegeta go. Now, the question is, could you argue letting Frieza live as its own sociopathic tendency? You can. I personally would say no, but you can as well.
After that, we see Goku doesn't teleport to Frieza whenever he gets to Earth, which is also pretty weird, but I'm sure if he sensed the Earth was in danger, he would have used instantaneous movement.
Considering he did in the...
I will say Goku at least
that.
grows up a bit here and says that this time, when he fought Frieza, he would have finished him off for good, and I think it's fair to take him serious since Trunks confirms that in the future timeline he's from, Goku did exactly that.
Exactly.
Now we get into the dumb, selfish crap. Goku makes an extremely selfish decision to just fight the bad robot guys instead of just killing Dr. Gero.
For sure.
So far, Trunks has been right about everything.
Easy
so taking
point.
him serious about being from the future and what will happen is what should have been done, and all the Z fighters go find Dr. Gero and beat him up. Like I said, there is at least some merit to what Trunks had said at this point. I do want to give them a tiny bit of leniency on this. We don't really know if Dr. Gero was already an android by this time, so there is a chance that they would have found him and then he would have completely wiped the floor with them.
To be fair, this is selfish as hell, but I don't know if I'm gonna call this sociopathic. I don't know if I'm gonna call this naive, because as crazy as this sounds, and this is gonna make me sound like a glazer even, but Goku actually, to me, had a fantastic point here. Goku is saying, yo, that's fine. Yo, these are crazy in your timeline. I'm dead in your timeline. Bro, it's not the same thing. These niggas haven't done anything. And you just want me to kill a nigga for something that we don't even know happens in 3 years. He could have made these boys overnight. For all we know, they haven't done anything. For the most part, he's right. These two niggas, sure, evil as hell. Sure. 17, 18, and 16 actually aren't evil. They were just programmed to kill that. Now, if you think that makes them overall evil, go for it. But majority of the arc, they're just teenagers. They're just chilling. So by nature, they weren't evil. 16 literally is portrayed as one of the best moral compasses in the series in the sense of being a good guy and damn near a mentor for Gohan. They're not evil at all. So Goku had a fantastic point here. While he calls this stupid, I'm actually going to disagree. I think this is Goku. It sounds like being naiveness again, but this one is a fair point. For me to not even give them a chance at life is crazy.
However, there is no way they could have known that, so I don't want to give them credit for it. This is more of a group thing than a solely Goku decision, but the main ones advocating this are the battle-crazy Saiyans who just can't be cowards. And I understand the genetic need for battle these guys have. However, this, like I mentioned earlier in another example, is not an excuse for their behavior. It's only the reasoning it's happening.
Yep.
And I'll reiterate what I mean by this. It's not an excuse for their action, or it doesn't excuse their actions. It only gives us a reason as to why those actions are being made. If you ask an axe murderer why he murdered someone with an axe, he's likely to tell you a reason he did it, but it doesn't excuse his action. I also want to say I'm not complaining that the characters don't act completely realistic or logical in this situation.
Good, thank
I defend
you.
the characters being stupid or irrational.
I hate when
because I think that character flaws are
I despise when people watch animes and try to make it the most relatable thing possible. Is there a glory to having relatable characters in your anime? 1,000,000%. However, when people try to view the world of Dragon Ball lurking around with Saiyans, and you try to bring your human nature into every concept, dog, it's not gonna work. They're going to look ridiculously dumb. This is further than just Dragon Ball. This is any anime, dog. I get it. We are human. It's made for us at the end of the day. These are cartoons. There's not somewhere in West City in some random country where Goku's just lurking ready to save the world again. But what I am saying is, bro, please, please, please understand that y'all trying to put every humane aspect and humane ideology into these anime verses that are anything but normal is crazy.
Goku's out of the story for a while after this, aside from his fight with Android 19, where he actively fights knowing something is wrong with him, which is again lacking regard for his own safety, a sociopathic tendency, but I won't harp on it too much here, considering it did come out of nowhere and at the wrong time, according to what Trunks said.
Correct.
Now after this, Goku is
Next
really
topic.
out of the arc for a while, and we don't get another one of his major decisions until the Room of Spirit and Time or hyperbolic time chamber get revealed. He knew about this since he was a kid and never told anyone about it, but that's because the conditions of the room are extremely harsh and he hated it inside of there. Beyond that, it wasn't too much needed before, and Goku didn't have the time to tell them at other points. During the time skip between DB and Z, the world was at peace. Then we get to that decision, and everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Yep,
when
the senzu bean.
Goku hand cell the senzu bean before he fights Gohan. I don't think anyone actually likes this moment. Sure, over the years, people have become more lenient and begin to understand this moment a bit more, myself included, but I don't think that makes anyone like the moment per se. If I'm wrong, feel free to comment up.
Yeah, do I like the moment? Well, I might. It's kind of gangster for him to bet on Gohan so badly. Yeah, like, yo, you're going to need this because Gohan's really going to beat the shit out of you. I'm not going to say I dislike it. I just completely understand how it's not the most logical thing to do in the sense of, yo, how do we want Cell to die the fastest? But do I think that Goku was dumb for this? Don't get Super Saiyan 2 if he doesn't do this. That's what I'm saying. You know what? Never mind.
Obviously,
man.
Goku in this moment is so concerned with what he wants, he ignores what Gohan wants and fails to understand his son as a person.
This isn't
And not
sociopathic.
only
He
is
just
it selfish,
misunderstanding what his
he
son.
endangers Gohan's life in the process while burdening him with the weight of saving the world at just 9 years old. Gohan didn't need confidence. He just needed to not be down there in the first place. And say if Android 16 wasn't down there, a few other Z fighters might have actually died before Gohan snapped. 16's death isn't what broke Gohan, despite what the original dub might tell you. 16 is the reason Gohan was able to let go and stop holding back because of what he told him. I don't want to correct it, and ultimately did by sacrificing himself to save everyone. Is what I would say if Goku did not blow up King Kai in the process. Goku gets to King Kai's plan.
Now, y'all talk about the senzu bean as Goku being crazy, stupid, all these other things. Goku just blicking King Kai is insane.
Planet apologizes for killing him and then dies. Keep in mind, Goku isn't out of ki or anything. He ate a senzu bean, and it's not like he was too slow. He spoke an entire sentence before Cell blew up, and Goku can move far faster than light, and even if you don't think he can teleport.
Yeah.
I will genuinely never accept this as a genuine move. I'm sorry.
Yep.
After this, Goku decides that he needs to stay dead so the bad guys don't come for the planet anymore. And he mentions a quote from Bulma where she says apparently Goku attracts bad guys, and I don't want to get into why this technically isn't true and is really only a recent thing, but sure, it's noble, I guess. The Majin Buu saga. And luckily, this is the last arc I'm going to cover for this video. Goku makes the decision to fight Vegeta, and in doing so releases Majin Buu from his shell and dooms the entire world. Yeah, we all know this, though he also before this threatened to kill Shin just to make this fight happen.
Thank you.
Now I know
I was going to say, I have my reasoning for 2 of the sociopathic counts, but I would still qualify them. However, this shit, nah, Goku, you're crazy, dog.
To this day, I'm not really sure why Goku wanted to participate in this fight with Vegeta other than for completely selfish reasons. He ignored the threat of Majin Buu completely and places Vegeta's pride over everyone else's safety as he claims he's going to go full power and finish the job and finish Vegeta off quickly.
And it doesn't even go full power.
That is just 100% not true.
Yeah.
He may have gone full power in Super Saiyan 2.
Correct.
But he was most certainly not at his maximum because he did not use Super Saiyan 3, which would have allowed him to stomp Vegeta quickly so Buu didn't get revived. The only reason I'll even be a little lenient on this is because Supreme Kai kept overestimating Babbidi's people. So maybe they didn't think Buu would be all that strong.
That is a fair point, but not enough.
Him out and threaten Shin's
Yeah.
life. This is nothing but selfish, and it plays into Goku's genetics, his willingness to let his opponents go, and his sociopathic tendencies.
I'll say this, though, to be a little bit more fair to Goku, because this is somewhat of a point, but I think a stronger point if I had to argue against, by the way, I'm counting this, but if I had to argue against that, it's a little bit more selfless because he's doing this for Vegeta's sake. His whole thing was, yo, Vegeta, let's get these out the way and then we'll go back to fight, bro. Like, what the fuck? He's doing this for Vegeta, and Vegeta matters to him in terms of the grand scheme of things of the entire world. Yes, he's fucking crazy. So it's there, but like I said, that's a pretty argument. I would count this towards the selfish, sociopathic, whatever it's called.
Then we have him starting to train Goten and Trunks for the fusion. And we see Bulma come in concerned about her parents, and this could be taken as selfish, but I think it speaks more to the impact that Dragon Ball has on these people's lives, where Goku is just like, so what, we'll use the Dragon Balls, but yeah, I just wanted to mention it. Goku confronting Majin Buu, sure, it's fine, it's a bit stupid, but it's fine. The bad part is that Goku didn't just kill Fat Buu, like he said he could later on. I guess I can semi-understand the reason of wanting the kids to get a shot, and it's not really his place to do it with him being dead and all, but I think it's still kind of just short-sighted.
He stole my trap card for this video. So a lot of the counters in terms of Goku potentially being a sociopath post Namek saga has just been Goku looking for a successor. And that's where a lot of things about Goku start to become trolly, especially in the Buu saga where he's just 15 toes on it, bro. In the Cell saga, he puts that belief in Gohan after he discovers Gohan's potential in the Room of Spirit and Time, let alone just the entire time he always believed in his son. But especially in the Time Chamber, he's like, oh, actually, it won't even be me to stop this guy. Gohan got this. And as a result, because of that, it's not only somewhat naive to fully entrust a 9-year-old, fuck 11, I'm on team 9, a 9-year-old, but then he goes as far as to sacrifice himself and kill King Kai in the process. Again, don't know why he did that. But he sacrifices himself just to really emphasize, yo, that Gohan got this, bro. Then he comes back, touches down one day, gets insanely disappointed that Gohan didn't train. So as a result, what's the thing he does immediately? Goten and Trunks. He goes straight to Goten and Trunks. He reveals he could have defeated Majin Vegeta if he had to. He reveals he could have swept the entire ship if he had to. He reveals that he could have defeated Majin Buu if he had to. But instead, nope, not gonna lie, I need Goten and Trunks to do it. This is extremely selfish of Goku on one hand, but on the other, you can argue it's him genuinely trying to look out for the Earth in terms of the next generation. But it's just such a you're a fucking troll right now, bro. Like this ain't the time, this ain't the place, bro. Like Majin Buu can kill everybody, especially given his moveset, and then we see that with Buu tanks and Buuhan. We literally see the prodigies, the proteges, his literal children get absorbed, and as a result, now he's not in control. It went from, oh, Goku has things under wraps to, oh shit, I don't think he can beat Buu tanks. Oh, hell no, he can't beat Buuhan. And he needs to fuse with Vegeta, unironically a person that he would never consider as the next face that could run the place and defend Earth, because not only of their similar age, but more importantly, who Vegeta is as a character, he would never consider that. So it's ironic that this dude looks for the successor and starts trolling a lot of things. Now, the question is, do all of these tie into him being a sociopath, or do these things tie into him actually being somewhat selfless? I'll even concede it's very selfish. I don't know if it's sociopathic, but it's very selfish, because ultimately we find out Gohan don't want to be that guy. He just don't. And whenever he even kind of wants to, he gets arrogant as fuck. Gohan isn't the guy and doesn't want to be the guy. Goten, he's just Trunks. So he's just fucking Trunks. So Go for it. I don't think that he's a sociopath for his successor arc and mistakes, because I would tie all of these things that we talked about ever since then, outside of killing King Kai, everything since Namek. I wouldn't say he's been a sociopath. I think he's been very selfish. And if being selfish consistently with high stakes makes you a sociopath, then there you go. But for me, I just think he's just been selfish more than anything. And that's my problem with, again, American Superman Goku. He's just a good guy for the sake of being a do-gooder, even though he's clearly being a selfish bastard.
It's the same sort of situation like with Goku in the Cell game, but Goku can't account for the unknown, and then it ends up getting him into trouble. So he should just go with the safe option. In the case of Cell, that literally got him killed, and it didn't do any better for him here. Buu evolved and Gotenks couldn't get the job done.
Nope.
The only difference this time is that Goku got to come back to life and correct his mistake. That's pretty much it for all the decisions I've covered. Like I said in the intro though, I think Goku is good, does good things, but I think I'd be a bit biased to ignore all the selfish things he's done as well.
For sure.
So is Goku a sociopath? Probably not, but he definitely has some sociopathic tendencies and can be completely selfish at times.
Yeah, Goku is, I would say, gun to my head, again, I wouldn't call him a sociopath. I think a sociopath is very crazy, but he's definitely selfish. Any person that doesn't think Goku is selfish, nah, you're drunk as hell. But being said, video, hour-long reaction. You could have been there for the full hour if you were in the stream. Shout out 6, very good content, I'm not gonna lie. Take care and stay blessed. We'll see you all next time on Dragon Ball Z.